India Business Hour Plus, as we promised you, we have the management of Wipro with us, CEO Abid Ali Neemchewala, President and COO Bhanumurthy BM, Chief Financial Officer Jatin Dalal, and President and Chief Human Resources Officer Saurabh Govil are with us, joining in live from the Wipro campus in Bengaluru. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for joining in on CNBC TV 18. Firstly, Abid, I'll following tradition, come to you first. And as always, my first question is on the guidance. You have given out a guidance for fourth quarter, which many analysts are disappointed with. Analysts were reckoning a guidance of anywhere between 2 to 2.25%. What is the reason why you have come out with this guidance? And is it a fact that there is a wave of caution at this point in time, which you have taken into cognizance?
So, Ritika, first of all, thank you very much for having us on the program. And it is the eve of Republic Day, so very happy Republic Day. We give the guidance based on what we see at that point in time that we give the guidance. And I think while our core business, we are seeing reasonably good momentum, we also see certain headwinds. And we factored those headwinds into our guidance. The primary two headwinds that we see is the process of restructuring our India business, which does have a net impact on our revenues, has been factored in. And the second is the uncertainty around the replacement of the Affordable Care Act. As you know, we have a significant market share of the member enrollment and member servicing through our HPS subsidiary. And that is what also we have factored into our guidance. And that is why you see a net overall guidance at the level that we have given.
So, Abid, keeping these two factors in mind, the affordable healthcare issue as far as US is concerned, restructuring of the India business, how long will the pressure of these two factors remain?
So, for the India business, we have a very clear plan of completing the restructuring by June. And the team has been executing on that plan very well. So from Q2 of next financial year, the India business restructuring should be behind us. On the healthcare business, that we are not so clear because it depends on how the legislative timetable pans out on what is the replacement of ACA, because customers are not likely to spend until they are clear what the replacement is. But again, if you look at our healthcare business, it has multiple parts. One of the parts is servicing and enrollment of members in the ACA. Another part is on Medicare. Then we do group insurance and a lot of other work. The only business which gets impacted by this is certain projects that we were doing in terms of onboarding new customers on our member enrollment and member servicing platform, which there is a pause because organizations, insurance companies don't want to spend on that right now till they know the clarity on what is the replace going to be. All other parts of the business would continue to perform. So we feel that, our investments in the other parts of the business should start delivering results in the next couple of quarters.
Okay, so in the next couple of quarters, we'll go with that. Bhanumurthy, let me come to you then. There have been several acquisitions made from niche to mid-size to even fairly large acquisitions, which are to contribute to the top line in the long term. But help us understand, by when will you see the full impact of the acquisitions made, and how many more acquisitions can we expect that will actually actively contribute positively to the top line?
Yeah, so if you look at our acquisition strategy, so we've looked at acquisitions with an intent where we believe that we need to get competencies that are required for the future, right? The future competencies where customers require our services. We also looked at acquisitions where we wanted to expand our geography presence, right? And so all these acquisitions that we're doing right now, the integration of these acquisitions is going as per plan. The Appirio acquisition, which we did very recently, we're already seeing good momentum with respect to integrating Wipro services and taking Appirio capabilities to our customer base. We've done HPS is one acquisition that Abid talked about, which has given us a platform for providing services on the healthcare. We've done another acquisition, Salent, in Germany, right? That's giving us a presence in the German market. InfoServer, which we just announced today, it will give us presence in the local LATAM market, right? So our acquisition strategy has been very focused, and we believe that all these capabilities are giving us an edge. If you look at the pipeline that we're seeing with respect to our digital and integrated services, we can already see the impact of some of these capabilities that we have acquired.
Okay, let me pose a part of that question to Jatin then. Jatin, by when can we see the full impact in that case of these acquisitions which Bhanu outlined and the strategy that he outlined? But the strategy in the long term was also to contribute to the revenue. So the question that everyone is asking is that how long will the uncertainty remain, and by when can the full impact of acquisitions come in? Give me a timeline or a quarter.
So I would love to give you that, but let me just step back a little bit and tell you how we have gone about it. And I think that will partly answer the question that you are asking. You know, if you see 16-17 has been a year of uncertainties, which was Brexit, US election, and that uncertainty did play out on the sector. However, even in an uncertain time, we were very clear about our strategy and what we needed to make the future of Wipro brighter, and we have gone ahead and invested close to $1 billion in our acquisitions, which give us the right competencies so that when the market is ready to buy that, where our customers are willing to put their discretionary dollars behind this, we have what we have built, integrated and ready to serve to our customers. So I would like to say that as soon as some of these uncertainties, which is sort of has been around, sort of goes away from horizon and customers start spending, you will see the synergy value and the strength of revenue that the competencies we have added should start adding to our overall core revenue. So I am quite upbeat, and I am very confident that you know, this will play out as soon as some of the discretionary spend on change the business side is back.
Okay, I want to understand a bit more on the discretionary spending, but an analyst today, Jatin, indicated or was assessing that perhaps it could be Q1, Q2 of FY18 till when you see the full impact come in. So Q2, Q1, FY18, Jatin, would the full impact of the acquisition that you spent $1 billion on reflect in the balance sheet? Is that a fair assessment?
So we guide for the next quarter, and therefore we have guided for next quarter. Okay. But we'll be back with you, and our endeavor is that is faster. I mean, it's earlier the better, obviously, you know. But we are well. All I can say is we are well prepared, ready to serve, and ready to fulfill customer expectations around it.
Okay, very quickly, in terms of margins, margins have come in very strong this quarter. Are these sustainable at these levels? And can you give me a breakup of margins in terms of the impact of currency volatility, and what are you preparing for the next quarter? Is this the band that you can maintain next quarter as well?
So I would say we had very good operational execution in the quarter. We managed the visible parameters which are out there in our data sheet for you to see: offshore mix, utilization, overall performance of fixed price projects. Our percentage of fixed price project has gone up, which shows confidence of our customers who trust us with end-to-end deliverables. That is visible. The second part, which Bhanu and team does beautifully, is that they go out and deploy the cutting edge automation in some of our fixed price projects, and that gives us productivity benefit. That has flown in. And the third aspect is that we have been very, very conscious and of our overheads, and where we put a dollar, we get a bang for it. That has been our motto. And all three has played out well for quarter3, and we are happy with the outcome that we have been able to get. Going forward,
are we able to stay within the 16 to 18 band of margins?
Well, we don't guide on margins, but the band that you have shared is the band. In fact, we have been in a very narrow band. If you see Q1, we are 17.8, Q2, we are 17.8, Q3, we are 18.3. So we have been operating at this level. Pritika, we don't guide on margins, but only the headwind which I see is no different than the headwind which Abid spoke about, which is revenue headwind. and consequent any impact on margin. We do believe that we have a good rhythm of execution on operations, and hopefully we will further improve it as we go ahead.
Okay, a question to Saurav then. Saurav, as far as attrition is concerned, congratulations for bringing attrition down to 15.4%. Utilization still at similar levels, and I remember you have been aiming at inching utilization further, keeping current margins, keeping the environment in mind. What is the scope right now for utilization?
So let me give you a full thing on the people supply chain and the people outlook. This quarter has been quite satisfying. We do our annual employee perception surveys, and scores have been the best ever. We are seeing our attrition going down. We have a healthy ads from an employee perspective, which was also fueled by our peer acquisition. And utilization, if you see, has improved over the last 2 quarters. And I still maintain we have enough headspace to look at this and improve further as we move in the next few quarters. It is about disciplined execution. It's a great lever for us to look at the margins as we move forward. So we are very confident that we will be able to not only maintain but improve upon this as we move in the coming quarters.
All right, gentlemen, unfortunately, we are completely out of time on this show. Thank you so much for joining in. So that was the Wipro management giving us a very clear picture. The outlook in the next 2 quarters is expected to see a jump. There are headwinds around the corner, and the management has outlined exactly where the headwinds are as far as budgetary allocation is concerned. And Ron, as they pointed out, and the question that the street will wait to hear on Friday, and the point that they look at for is by next quarter, in the next 2 quarters, the acquisition full impact will be on the balance sheet.